Springtime, 1955. Things are good in the U.S. We are in between wars, and the country is starting to look like it is today. The movie Blackboard Jungle just premiered in theaters. The opening scene has a song playing by Bill Haley and his Comets called Rock Around the Clock. That song, and to a certain extent the movie, changed the world. My dad was 11. On this particular day, my dad is standing in line at Seal Stadium in San Francisco. Not to get into the ballpark, he's already in the ballpark, but in line to get Ty Cobb's autograph. Ty's there, watching the game, taking in the action. My dad said, you wait in line, and in between innings, they let you go down and one at a time get Ty's autograph. So Ty Cobb is standing there, and my dad walks up with his book open and handed it to Ty, who was holding his pen that's filled with special green ink. My dad said, Ty was tall. Tyrus Raymond Cobb, nicknamed the Georgia Peach, center field, MLB debut 1905, youngest player in the league by a full year. As a rookie, Ty was treated awful by his teammates. He went through a terrible kind of hazing they would never allow today. Before games, they would do terrible things to his uniform and his equipment. Ty came from a highly educated, somewhat well-to-do family. He was smart enough to be a doctor or a lawyer like his dad wanted, but Ty wanted to play baseball. His dad relented and said, don't come back a failure. Played 22 seasons with the Detroit Tigers, set 90 MLB records, first player ever inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Ty's granddad preached against slavery. Ty's dad was an advocate for racial freedom and thought blacks should be educated. Ty himself said blacks deserve the right to play in the MLB. Right in the middle of his career, Ty enlisted in the Army and was stationed in France during World War I and was put in the Chemical Corps Division under Army Major Branch Rickey, working alongside Christy Mathewson and another Hall of Famer, George Sisler. All of them would work together testing and training soldiers on how to cope with exposure to poison gas. That's brutal. In Ty Cobb's day, it was not uncommon for a player to go into the stands after a fan. A lot of guys did it. Babe Ruth did it. But it seems like Ty Cobb is the one most remembered for doing it. Much has been written about his altercations over the decades. Some fabricated, some true, some outright lies. Some of his run-ins with black folk would have happened regardless of the person's skin color. Because it didn't matter to Ty who or what you were, man, woman, or child. You made him mad, you will feel his wrath. One of the most infamous stories about Ty Cobb is true. About the one fan who would heckle Ty and the Tigers every time they came to New York. This fan was an idiot who mangled both his hands in an industrial accident. Ty didn't know the guy was missing parts of both his hands. The insults towards Ty started as they were coming into the stadium. It got so bad that Ty complained to the ump, tried to have the fan ejected, even got the cops involved, but to no avail. So then the fan really started laying into Ty, calling his mom a half-nigger. Now, if Ty was a racist, wouldn't he have gone into the stands right then and there? He did not. But after a few innings in the dugout with his teammates razzing him and egging him on, saying he should defend his mother's honor, after they said that, what else could he do? Oh yeah, Ty's mom shot and killed his dad and went to trial for it. Anyway, Ty waits. Here comes another insult from the fan. There goes Ty into the stands. Ty said that, I don't care if he got no feet. So Ty was suspended indefinitely and fined. His suspension was reduced to 10 days after his teammates refused to play the following game, which dispels another fallacy that his own teammates didn't like him. This would turn out to be the first player strike in MLB history. There's no doubt Ty Cobb was one of the fiercest competitors in sports history. Sure, he wasn't liked by everybody, but he was respected and feared by those who played against him, and those who played alongside him, as well as the fans in the stands. He was a scary man. Just look at some of those close-up photos when he's looking right at you. He looks nuts. Ty Cobb had 9 types of slides, and none involved hurting another player on purpose. But we've seen the pictures of Ty Cobb flying through the air, looking like Bruce Lee, leg extended, waiting for the impact. I think some of the best action shots in MLB history are of Ty Cobb sliding into base. Upon Ty Cobb's death in 1961, many black newspapers across the country stated in their obituaries how he was in favor of racial freedom in Major League Baseball. Was he a racist? Maybe, maybe not. What we do know about Ty Cobb is that many of the lies told about him after his death stuck and were repeated over the years by word of mouth or in print. After all these years, does it even matter now? Yeah. I wouldn't want to be known as a racist forever and ever. Now here's my 2 cents, brought to you by the High Life. Everybody has at least one racist bone in their body, and if you say you don't, then you're a special kind of person the world can use more of. Or you're lying to yourself and everybody else. Ty Cobb said Willie Mays is the only player I would pay money to see. That doesn't sound like a racist to me. And so begins Season 3, held by legends, signed by heroes. I got 60 players with stories, a lot of them ready to go. So what can I say? Each one of those players has a baseball card, so it's not like I'm showing a bunch of nobodies. And if they were nobodies, well, they still got a story, and if it's good, I'll tell it. That'll do it. Oh, I would just like to say it's really hard keeping this book propped open, and the integrity of this book is really important to me, way more important than my integrity. That's why when I shoot these shows, I let a lot of bloopers go, just because I don't like fiddling with this book too much. Because if it breaks, we're done. But I feel like I should, kind of like do a service to all the autograph people out there, just so they can see that, these autographs, they can compare them with their own autographs. And I don't know, I just feel like it's not a responsibility, but, just kind of a cool thing to do. And I'm sure people will appreciate my dad letting everybody look into his autograph book. Otherwise, it would just be in a desk for another 100 years. Peace.